Welcome to week 2 of Talkin Ball with Coach Gut. Jeff Jazeski alongside Coach Mike Gatelius after a 34-7 win over McDaniel on Friday night. Coach, before we shift our gears forward to Randolph-Macon on Saturday, let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. You have a great crowd, a night game for the first time in almost 10 years at Cardinal Stadium, a really good environment, and then a really good victory. Just some opening thoughts on the overall weekend.
It was, it was a great day as far as the fans coming early. Campus ministry even came over and did a tailgate, and of course the parents had theirs. So you get that start. Even when the guys come out for warm-ups, they can just see the environment's already building. And then everybody wore black. It was great to get that sort of unity of everybody together. And then, we won, so that was huge. The first game, you don't know how your guys are going to perform until you see them do it. Now, with that being said, we got a lot of things to clean up, just like everybody does after the first game. But, I'm really pumped to these guys. They want to get back to work, and we're already getting started on the next opponent.
Let's start with the offense and especially the passing game on Friday. Coach Adam Shaker has a little bit of an open-up air raid system coming from Mississippi State. Madden Lowe back in the starting lineup. He gets to air it out. A big game from the Landmark Conference Offensive Player of the Week in Preston Jeffrey, and a lot of other guys contributing on that end as well. What did you see from the passing game, and what are the biggest positives that you could take away?
Well, it was great to see Madden get back out there after recovering from an injury from last year, and for him to perform. I think we need to clean up our protection a little bit. He did get sacked a few times, and he did throw a few interceptions. So, as I said previously, he's shaking the rust off. But to see someone like Preston Jeffrey, who's a special talent, go out and go down the field and catch some of those big passes, that's where Coach Shaker, he has a great system, a great package put together. But when you throw in some talent like that, it's going to really, spice it up. We'll see if we can keep performing at that level. I know Preston will, and I want Madden to keep rolling that way. And some of the other receivers are going to come along. It'll be nice to see some of these young guys really dig in and try and take over, because Preston won't be here forever, even though I hope he could be.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, first-year coordinator Brandon Beach only gives up 7 points in the debut. You get a lot of tackles from the linebacking group. You get some first career sacks from Sean Holt and Philip Walter, and then you get an interception from Mason Stillwell as well. What did you see from Coach Beach's defense? Obviously, I know you have a hand in that side of the ball as well, but from a game plan standpoint and an execution standpoint, how'd you feel?
I think Coach Beach had a great plan, and he called it well. We were aggressive early on. We tackled well early. We had some tackling issues later in the game as some things changed and they made some adjustments. But it was so nice to have him get comfortable calling it. He probably doesn't want me to say, but he was a little nervous going into the game, and we all have a little bit of butterflies. But he had never had that I have to call the defense before. So to see him execute and get his players to execute, that was was a proud moment.
And then moving forward, a tough opponent coming up on Saturday. You have to hit the road, go on to take on a top 25 ranked team in Randolph-Macon, a team and a coach that you know very well, a lot of familiarity over the years. What is the biggest thing you guys have to do this week to prepare for that team?
It's not much different than what we've been concentrating on right now. We have to focus on us getting better. We have to compete. I don't want us to think about winning or losing. That shouldn't even come into conversation. What should come in is, can we compete? Can we be better today than we were yesterday? And if we do those things, I'm excited about what we can go down there and do. Randolph-Macon's a very talented, well-coached group. They have an excellent quarterback. They're big and they're physical. But I think we've got some explosiveness, and defensively we're coming on. So if we continue to focus on us and go through the process of just getting 1-0 each day, then we go 1-0 on Saturday.
And then finally, Coach, you get to open the season at home. Now you have to hit the road. Does the week change at all for you from a prep standpoint, knowing you have to get on a bus and take the drive down there instead of getting to show up day of and play on your home field?
It's, you have to take into account the trip. The guys have 2 hours on the bus. Then they have to get off and be ready to go. You have to feed them before. So logistically, there's some ins and outs that are a little different. But I talked to the guys about making the trip before they make the trip. So in their head, they have to be prepared. Excuse me. They have to know what the trip's going to be and then make sure that their bodies are ready for it.
Looking forward to Saturday at Randolph-Macon. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Jeff.